The King welcomed around 500 guests to a reception at Buckingham Palace this evening. Charles, joined by Queen Consort Camilla, hosted world leaders, foreign royals and dignitaries who have travelled to Britain for the state funeral tomorrow. Other members of the royal family including Prince William, Kate, Prince Edward, Sophie Wessex, Princess Anne, her husband Vice Admiral Sir Tim Laurence and the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester also attended the glittering event on Sunday. Guests, dressed in black, began arriving in coaches from 5 p.m. before making their way in the grand entrance. U.S. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden pulled up in the presidential car, dubbed the Beast, in a convoy of other vehicles shortly before 6 p.m. The Bidens attended the Queen's lying-in state at Westminster Hall earlier on Sunday. They stayed at the reception for around an hour. France's President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte also attended the evening do at the royal residence in central London. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern walked into the palace followed by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Japan's Emperor Naruhito was also among guests hosted by Charles ahead of his mother's funeral. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska was at the reception after a meeting at the palace with the Princess of Wales. She was pictured with Kate on Sunday afternoon. Prime Minister Liz Truss, who had an audience with Charles earlier, arrived at the palace at 5:45 p.m. joined by her husband Hugh O'Leary. Foreign Secretary James Cleverly was among ministers who attended. Guests arrive for the reception at Buckingham Palace on Sunday. Image, Getty/PA, the U.S. President gives a wave as he arrives. Image, Getty, the Bidens pull up in the presidential car. Image, Getty, French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte arrive. Image, PA, Liz Truss and her husband Hugh O'Leary. Image, Getty, guests, dressed in black, began arriving in coaches from 5 p.m. Image, PA, guests make their way in the grand entrance. Image, PA, guests arrive at the palace. Image, PA, members of European royal families also attended the reception at the palace. King Felipe and Queen Letizia of Spain, King Carl XVI Gustav and Queen Sylvia of Sweden, and Queen Margrethe II of Denmark all made appearances. President of Ireland Michael D. Higgins arrived on a coach with the former King and Queen Consort of Spain, Juan Carlos, and Sofia. King Abdullah II and Queen Rania of Jordan arrived just before 5:30 p.m. in their own vehicle. They were followed by their son, Hussein, Crown Prince of Jordan. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Charles Michel travelled on coaches with several leaders of Commonwealth nations. Guests were asked to wear lounge suits and morning dress rather than ball gowns and white tie as would usually be expected at a state event at the palace. The reception took place in the picture gallery and state apartments and included drinks and canapés. Spain's King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia arrive. Image, PA, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly attends the reception. Image, PA, the Prime Minister smiles as she steps out of her car. Image, PA, Emmanuel Macron and his wife at the grand entrance. Image, PA, the Bidens arrive at the reception. Image, Getty, the U.S. President and First Lady arrived just before 6 p.m. Image, Reuters, Ursula von der Leyen arrives with her husband. Image, PA, Queen Rania Al Abdullah of Jordan. Image, PA, Kate held an audience with Olena Zelenska at Buckingham Palace earlier on Sunday. Image, PA, there was confusion over whether Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would make an appearance. The Telegraph reported that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared to have been uninvited to the reception. Harry and Meghan, who are staying at Frogmore Cottage in Windsor during their UK visit, reportedly received an invitation earlier this week. But palace officials insisted the event was for working royals only and that the US-based couple were not expected to attend. There was confusion over whether Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would make an appearance. Image, Getty. Sources close to the Sussexes are said to have been left baffled by the mix-up. Page 6 reported that Harry and Meghan only found out they had been uninvited after reading it in the press. The American media outlet cited a source as saying, "I'm told they only found out they were uninvited by reading press reports." Charles met Prime Minister Liz Truss earlier on Sunday. Image, PA. The Bidens attended the Queen's lying in state at Westminster Hall earlier on Sunday. Image, Getty. Joe Biden's presidential car passes Buckingham Palace earlier on Sunday. Image, Getty. French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte in London earlier on Sunday. Image, Getty. It comes ahead of the Queen's state funeral at Westminster Abbey on Monday on what will be a day of pageantry, military processions and solemnity. It is a national bank holiday to allow as many people as possible to say a final farewell to the beloved royal matriarch. 2,000 people including foreign royals, world leaders, presidents and prime ministers will be in the congregation at Westminster Abbey. The lying in state at Westminster Hall is due to end at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Members of the public have flocked to the capital from all over the country to queue for up to 24 hours to pay their respects to the nation's longest reigning monarch. The coffin will be taken in a procession led by King Charles from the Palace of Westminster to Westminster Abbey for the state funeral at 11 a.m. on Monday. The service will be televised, and a national 2-minute silence will follow the last post being sounded at 11:55 a.m. Reveille, the national anthem and a lament, played by the Queen's Piper, will bring the service to an end at approximately noon. The coffin will then be taken in procession from Westminster Abbey to Wellington Arch and then travel to Windsor. Once there, the hearse will travel in procession to St George's Chapel at Windsor Castle via the Long Walk, after which a televised committal service will take place. Later in the evening, there will be a private interment service with members of the royal family. The Queen's final resting place will be the King George VI Memorial Chapel, an annex to the main chapel, where her mother and father were buried, along with the ashes of her sister, Princess Margaret. Prince Philip's coffin will move from the royal vault to the Memorial Chapel to join his wives,